Step into the Vanity Zone in Smyrna, where upscale style meets everyday convenience. Specializing in precision cuts, color services, waxing, and more for men, women, and kids. All delivered by highly trained stylists with an eye for detail. And don't miss the signature hot towel refresher, the perfect finishing touch that leaves you feeling clean, relaxed, and ready for anything. Walk in or book now the Vanity Zone in Smyrna. Looking your best is always in style.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, we're committed to providing local car owners with top-notch auto repair services. With over 2 decades of experience, our ASC certified master technicians are experts in both foreign and domestic vehicles, ensuring accurate diagnosis and timely, cost-effective repairs. From oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Dr. Automotive, keeping your car running smoothly, mile after mile. Visit our website, smyrnaautorepair.com.
AFFI is Middle Tennessee's premier choice for pest, wildlife, and moisture control. They specialize in those difficult and unique cases. You can reach them by phone at 615-300-2395. That's 615-300-2395. Or stop in at 200 Glenrose Lane in Smyrna.
Hey, Middle Tennessee, it's Mark from the Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time than now than to visit the Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. Rebates now through the end of July on select brands. Our brands include Liberty, Fort Knox, and Browning. Drop by one of our locations or go to NashvilleSafeHouse.com. And remember, we don't just sell safes, we sell peace of mind.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale Store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
Hi, this is Allie Dowenhauer with Isaiah 117 House. Isaiah 117 House provides physical and emotional support for children awaiting foster care placement here in Rutherford County. We are changing the way foster care begins, and those kiddos are brought to our house to hang out and wait for a foster family, and they're given everything they need. We support foster children, DCS, and foster families here in Rutherford County. Visit us at www.isaiah117house.com or visit our Facebook page, Isaiah 117 House, Rutherford County.
Hey, I'm Floyd, and I'm inviting you to join me at CR. That's Celebrate Recovery. We meet at Family Worship Center, 3045 Memorial Boulevard on Sunday at 6 p.m. We're a 12-step Christ-centered program that offers help for all the hurts, habits, and hang-ups that's causing you pain. The program works if you work it, and I'm proof. For other CR groups, go to CelebrateRecovery.com and click on the group finder. Hope to see you soon.
This is Conversations with Mike Sparks.
Are you concerned with the state of America, your state, your community? Then you're in the right place. State Representative Mike Sparks. He and guests are here to talk about local politics, history, faith, and freedom.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, thank you for getting that queued up. Got Jeremy Smith, our trusted intern. Jeremy, how you doing?
Mike, how you doing? Oh,
good.
Wow.
Roger, good. I'm doing great. Got a little rest. Thomas, Jacob, Pagel, how you doing? Good. Hold on 1 second. He's going to be our trusted intern. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
You know, when start at the state capitol?
Orientation is not this Monday, but next.
Next Monday? You know who's got the record for getting interns hired? Yeah. John Bragg may have beat the record. Bill Kitchen did a good job getting interns hired. But it's such a great. I mean, you don't realize how much of an opportunity that you have up there. It really is good. Connor, we good if we want to go on there?
Put us on.
We good with it? I want to play something that my pastor today talked about. Am I saying it right? Josiah, is that right? Jeremy?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
Story of Josiah.
Leadership, and I think this country's lost its way. I think I got the facts to back me up. 38.4 trillion in debt. Kids can't afford a home. Can't even drive Nashville hard without the traffic. Crime, I think, is on the rise. We had two murders right there in my district on I-24. I've never seen that kind of stuff growing up. But I do think a lot of this is spiritual warfare. Some people may not believe like I believe. Ephesians 6:12 talks about we wrestle not among flesh and blood, but among spiritual principalities in heavenly realms. And I do think that there is a spiritual battle, and I think much of the blame is going to be on the media. Just to be honest, I think the media loves to divide us. And I was talking to Mr. Charles Jones yesterday. Charles he's a 95-year-old wealthy guy. He was going to be one of our speakers yesterday, but he fell and broke his hip, and couldn't make it. So y'all be praying for Charles Jones. Charles owns the Milky Way Farm and owns part of Hickory Hollow Mall, owns some of Rivergate Mall, and but he couldn't make it today. But anyways, we had a great event at our chili cook-off. But I was talking to him about this, and he totally agreed with me. In fact, he was the one to remind me what it was. I said, remember that radio guy from years ago? And he said, yeah, you're talking about Paul Harvey. And anyways, I want to play this Paul Harvey segment that some of you young people probably never heard of. But go ahead, Connor. Let's play that.
If I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
That I'm reminded of that old quote that says, "We have met the enemy, and it is us." But anyways, this leads me to our event that we had last night. That was really probably the most successful event that I've done.
We're figuring around 250 to 300 through the course of the day. Your chili cook-off.
Yeah, it was pretty packed. He had a good crowd. He had a good turnout. So
yeah, we had it. It started around with the Men of Hope. Then of course the mid-10 hot rodders rolling in. And they had almost 50 cars. I think they had 44, and they brought some of them brought the wives, and those people ate chili and went. Some of them went to the the talkings, the history talkings and all, or speakers, and. Yeah, it was pretty good, man. Did you get full of chili?
Man, I really didn't get into it last night. It's like our fish fry road ride. There's times I never even got to eat because I'm working, serving or something.
They were looking at me funny. I told them I was carrying 2 bows, but I did give one off to Jacob. But I was carrying them. I said it's for 2 people, but the other time it was for both of them for me.
Was it really?
Plus I got a to-go thing, and I ate it when I got home. But just
well, my wife, she went and got about 50 to go.
Oh man, hey man, she is the. I'm gonna tell you right there. That is she's the girl, man. She
had that thing running, dude.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to my wife Felicia.
Oh yeah,
she
man.
Works hard.
Yeah, she did. She had it, and she wasn't feeling good.
Nah, she wasn't. She's a little.
But and they cleaned it all up. I told them I'd come back this week and do it. They had it spots.
You had to get everybody to leave last night, didn't you? You had to be the mean guy.
Yeah, he had to kick us out.
But man, I was tired, man. I was tired. I
think Marvin, my former assistant, was there, and he was still talking to one of the interns over there.
I'm sorry, Marvin. Come a little bit earlier.
He texted last night. He goes, "Boy, that girl's pretty." I know he's gonna die here.
I wasn't trying to block him or nothing.
No, man, it's But anyways,
but hey,
tell everybody to leave.
Yeah,
I told him, I said, "Hey man, you tell everybody to leave, not me. You be the bad guy."
Yeah, Roger said, "You don't got to go home. You got to get out of here."
I wouldn't be so bad at hurting and aching and all, but Felicia's had Roger, my helpers, ain't got here. I help you unload it. She had all this stuff, and her Mike's in there relaxing talking.
Well, I'm in there with Pettis and Marty.
I'm messing with you.
I was in the back row. Y'all kept texting. I was like, man.
But what did you think about those speakers, man? Did we have
I'm
all stars or not?
Hey, I'm going to tell you,
all
man,
stars?
The good Lord was with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had some.
It's a God thing because we started off with Men of Hope. Mr. Rakes was there, our school principal.
Yeah, the guy that I looked like
Judge Terry Fan.
When you put that out, me and Mr. Rakes, somebody said they knew who his picture was, didn't know who the old guy was. He's 17 years older than me, so. Thank you there, Mike. It made me feel really good.
But I got to share because one thing about what I like, we got about 50 guys there.
Yeah.
I see where this country is going. It really, really worries me. And I know that probably sounds like I'm preaching, but I was reminded of that Paul Harvey, the warning to America. We've pretty much, our jails are full, folks. Yeah. The drugs are in the streets. The next jail here is what, $400 million? Maybe more than that.
400.
You can't afford your schools. Your schools are overcrowded. We've got drug sniffing dogs around the schools now. We've got metal detectors.
And I noticed we had a few guys, running for sheriff there last night. They're going to have their.
Well, we had everyone running for sheriff.
They're going to have
their wives and their mamas and the cousins.
And they want some door prizes.
Yeah. Well, you know what was cool, and I'm not sure if I got all their names. Steve Spence. And his lovely wife, I think it's Darlene.
Kenneth Barrett.
Kenneth Barrett, and his wife.
Mansfield.
And Trey Mansfield. Yep. But we had a guy from my church. He fell last night, Tony Barton, and so somebody ran in there and got me, and people are already trying to tend to him, and he had failed, and they afraid he hit his head.
Is he okay?
Yeah, they look like he's all right. I didn't see him at church today.
Yeah.
But but Trey, it was really kind of neat because Trey helped him. Trey ran out there, and then Kenneth Barrett's wife helped him. And so, you see people come, and then Sean Farash, the Trump impersonator, he ran out there with a chair.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of cool seeing people to come together. Yeah. But we had some great speakers, but sadly, Mr. 95-year-old Mr. Charles Jones broke his hip the day before, so we ran and I went and got Toby Francis. Toby filled in, and then we had
it worked right, it really worked right hand in hand because of the guy that was there, the Robert Beck from the Department of
oh yeah, we had a TDEC official.
And that worked out perfect.
See, I forgot his name when you were I couldn't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, but
we'll talk about that. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that he was about the park possibly in Old Jefferson, and so this guy was there, in which we got I was talking to Rick Hall, and Rick said that, we all meet, and he has the office, a bigger place we can meet in if we want to meet sometime there. And he offered his office up. Plus, talk about that park.
Well,
Mr. Jones.
What it is, Mr. Jones is he's saying he'll put up $2 million. Yeah, he said it on the radio.
And without blinking, he said it hit a couple of
because
times.
he grew up in Old Jefferson.
You verified it.
And where he's.
And he's written a book about that too.
Yeah, I don't want to use any slang, but he's kind of hurt. He's kind of hurt. I mean, a lot of people that were moved, the farms were moved. Families still were displaced. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of that went on with a lot of the dam building with TVA and all in the South, but he's saying it's a beautiful area at Old Jefferson, original county courthouse, county seat courthouse there. His family built. His dad built the farm, his house out of the original county, out of the lumber original county courthouse. Yeah. But this guy's 95. I mean, he ain't got many days left. But TDEC, I told TDEC, hey man, I got this guy. He's talking about if you bring a park, he'll put up $2 million. And so we had a TDEC official there, and I could tell he was really intrigued with what Mary Watkins talked about, and. About the first African American lawmaker came from out there. The Trolltiers came from out there. She's part Cherokee.
So much history out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, it
really is. Then it was a county seat from 1803 to 1811.
But it's funny that it's really kind of sad that people don't even know the history in their backyard.
Yeah, but while I was thinking about it, we do have we're going to do a tour out there February the 28th. At 10 o'clock. We're going to meet out at.
Now he's agreed to come out, right?
Yeah.
The official.
Yeah, he wants. Yeah, he gave me. That's why he gave me a card. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got a bunch.
She's going to come out there.
We had 80. I think Toby thought we had 100 last time. I counted 80.
Mary has to read.
Yeah. No, who's the TDEC official?
Oh, it's Robert Beck.
I know him.
Yeah. He's with property acquisitions.
Yeah.
But but I asked him. I said, how many competing interests do you have? He said, dude, I got a lot of stuff on my desk. I said, what, 8, 10? He acted like it was a little more. I said, but where do you have a story? The narrative of the Trail of Tears, first African American lawmaker. You got Civil War. There's just, and then you got a guy willing to put up some money.
Yeah, Mike, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
That is a perfect place to put down a state historic park. That is the perfect place to put down a state historic park because there's so much history there. Like you just said, the Trail of Tears. First African American Tennessee lawmaker came from there.
Yep.
What else was there?
Wheeler's right around Rosecrans.
Yeah.
Was up the road towards Laverne. Is that right? The Civil War battle.
I'm not sure on that one, but it was.
I think it happened in front of it's supposed to have happened right there in front of the King John's home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is up Jefferson Pike.
And I say all this as somebody who did a stint in the state park system. That is a fantastic place to put
and it's got a lot of mature trees out there.
Absolutely,
and stuff still, and it's just and you see the buttercups where the old houses used to sit.
Yep.
And the mayor was telling me, I hope she don't mind me sharing this, but she was saying that is their urban growth area out there. But, you got to have a bridge to get across because, when they blow the bridge out, when the military blow the bridge out?
It was in the 60s.
60s.
And it was when they got the bridge ready over there on Jefferson Pike, the new one, which they've rebuilt it again, now. But when that went in, that's when they blew the bridges out.
Yeah.
When that was completed. And I've got the plaque off of one of those bridges.
Well, there's still,
we had it in here one night.
There's still the old bridge over there by Parkway, right there at Hart's Branch. Oh, yeah. Going, I forgot what they would have called that road. Going back there behind Burger King.
Yeah.
That old bridge is still there. I forgot what that road
I've seen that bridge. I've always been intrigued by it.
But anyways, You want to talk about our chili judges and chili winners yesterday?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about our sponsors. Did we have some door prizes or not?
Man, dude, you did a good job with that.
No, man, you did too.
Man, you're the one that got them all.
Mike, I saw the video you had on Facebook, and you got loaded down,
all I
bro.
did was ask Lowe's. Lowe's hooked me up. Shout out to her name's Kat, the manager. I hope I don't get her in trouble, but she hooked us up with. I mean, it was. She said, "Do you want a big thing or a bunch of little things?" I said, "Man, a bunch of little things. Let everybody get a trophy.
Love that, didn't
Let
they?
everybody be a winner."
But they love that. The people that got them love that. But hey, I tell you some of the places.
I seem like everybody won something.
I think so.
Jacob, did you win anything?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I didn't win anything either.
I won chili and some water. So,
but we had Buster's as one of the gave us some. These I'm ready to offer real quick. People gave us
go
prize.
ahead.
But Buster's here on Broad Street, Bean Brothers Barbecue, Front Street Pub, Gennardi's Ice Cream, Elder's Ace Hardware in Gillsville, Crusader Auto Works, TNT Fireworks, Heavenly Treats for You, Lowe's of Smyrna, and the Learning Center gave us a couple of. Remember what was that?
Yeah,
guy's
Ankit Patel.
Yeah, what was that? What is that? He little school.
Well,
it's
$25 gift. Like
something learning is something learning or something like that.
And a little girl won that.
Kumon Math and Learning.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And a little girl won
my
that.
pastor's daughter.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was really cool. But really, again, thanks to our judges, we had Mary Reed, Rick Hall, Judge Terry Fan, and Christy Pugh of the Mid-10 Hot Rodders. And the Mid-10 Hot Rodders showed out, didn't they? They had almost 50 cars there, man. That was it was unbelievable. So, but everything went great.
Appreciate Michael Morton bringing the PA system.
Yeah, and he actually won something, didn't he?
Yeah, what did he win?
He won the Bean Brothers, and I think it was
well, I think they're gonna make I think they're gonna do a cruise in or something down there in front of his place, aren't they?
I don't. They will eventually, yeah. But I know the first they call it Thaw Out. I think it's going to be in April over at the Steak and Shake. And last time it was parking at both sides. We've been to them. That's where you always spot that car you had it when you was growing up, when you was a wild child.
Which one?
Was it that Camaro you had or a Firebird? What
I had
did you
a
have?
68. Well, then I had a Firebird. Then I had a 69 Camaro.
Okay, so you're a wild child. How long? How long?
Which car are you talking about? I'm trying to think.
I think it was that Firebird we saw at the Steak and Shake. I made a picture of it. Maroon-looking one time, or Ronnie Perriman owned that one, I think.
Oh yeah, he got a red 69Z.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I wasn't a Z though.
Yeah.
Was that there at the show? Was that there at the car show?
No, but it's been over at the Steak and Shake. And,
okay.
Mike, reminiscing.
They're
when
expensive.
he would not get in trouble when he
they're so
had his hot
expensive,
rods.
man. They're just so high. But no, and then my buddy Rod Roberts, his birthday was yesterday, and
he won a prize.
And then he won the main.
He won the big
toolbox, and he's a mechanic.
Yeah,
that was a triple.
Who
ducker.
won the
was fireworks?
That nice?
Oh, that was my cousin.
See?
Oh my gosh!
Didn't they win last year?
They did.
And another cousin won the door prize. That was a meal.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Buster's place.
It was. Roger claimed it wasn't rigged this year when his cousin won it too, but
well, then Shari, one of my best buddies.
Yeah, that was rigged.
Shari.
Yeah, no.
Well, she said that's the only second pot of chili she ever made in her life.
Well, Jeff, first time he made one and won it last year.
Well, that's what's interesting because the people that get real competitive that think they're cooks, like Danny Brewer. Danny thinks he's a good cook. Jim Africano.
Well, I'm sure he is.
My buddy Mark Carpenter. They all think they're like chefs.
Oh, Danny.
And then
Danny?
Now Danny has one though.
Yeah.
But like Jim Africano called me the other day, and shout out to Jim. His mom's under hospice care, and his employee Aaron, I think his mom's under hospice care too. Both of them are struggling with their parents.
But
he's never won at all. He's entered for like 15 years and never won.
We did have an all-star speakers there yesterday. We had an all-star set of speakers.
Oh
too.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, people still talking about it. They're going to be talking about this thing for a month or two,
We had, of course, Mr. Jones couldn't be there due to an accident, but we had, Toby Francis, which led right into T-Deck, that was perfect. Then we had Marty, Trail of Tears, that was part of it too. Miss Mary Watkins, and Pastor, Vincent Windrow in there, which will be on here in a little bit.
Then your buddy, Gary LaFew.
And we also had Bluegrass Pickers, Paul Lamb and the boys, and then we had who was that last one we had with Mr. Pettis Reed, and he did his
skit.
Yeah, did you like that?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved every bit of it. Vincent Windrow, who's fixing to come on air with us after commercial
break. He knocked
break.
it out of the park, didn't he?
All of them did, man. Well, Mary, I tell you, we had that surprise proclamation for Mary Watkins, and I've had that on my desk, Vincent, if you could hear me, since March. I've had it on, but I've waiting for the correct opportunity to recognize her, because I kept thinking, well, we'll do it at Cemetery School, we'll do it at the battlefield, but I never seen anything come up, and I thought, man, this will be the perfect opportunity to recognize her. She got a little emotional, got a little choked up.
No, she did.
But what's so sad about some of this, and like she said, because she's part Cherokee, and I mean her family lineage.
I'm got a little bit in me.
Well, my wife's part Cherokee, and she said, deep down we're all the same.
Yeah.
And,
you're exactly right.
But here's what's so cool, because this is what I say. That's why I wanted to play this Paul Harvey, If I Were the Devil. If I were the devil, I'd create chaos and division everywhere I could politically. I see the dumbest SHIT going on locally politically.
But didn't you...
The stupidest. Let me hit on this a second. These like little 7th graders, and I can't use profanity, Bart's listening, but they're so trivial, and they're not talking about traffic. They're not talking about they're not talking about the heroin problem. They're not talking about human trafficking. They're not talking about some of the addiction. And it's this stupid fight. No wonder this country's broke, man. But this country, like I said yesterday in front of Mr. Rakes, this country's going to be over with if we stay on the path we're on. If we keep fighting and bickering, do you see it? I feel like I'm the only one that sees this in this nation.
No, you're exactly right. But
I see it in Nashville.
But you didn't see it at that event yesterday.
No,
wasn't that the greatest thing you ever seen, though?
Well, see, Scott Bro's never going to tell that story. The Tennessean will never tell that story. Phil Williams is not going to uncover great things that's happening in the community. When you see, because I've witnessed this stuff, when I see people like Dr. George Smith, his last words to me at our chili cook-off years ago, he said, he was the first black physician to be allowed Dr. President.
He was actually on the board there.
Hospital.
You did realize he was on the board at Sam Davis.
But he whispered to me, he said, Sparks, I'm going to get you a check. And his cancer returned, and he passed 2 months later. Frank Caperton has now passed. And that's why I'm so excited for Pastor Vincent Windrow that's fixing to be our next guest to come in and talk about some great news that's happening in this community. Now, in all fairness to the media has covered it. So appreciate I shouldn't give Scott Broden a hard time, but Scott has covered it. I appreciate what Scott's doing. Scott can only cover what his gatekeepers allow him to. And a lot of times they love division. Like I said the word black and brown, and they try to make an issue out of it because I said black and brown. How does that make news? Because I said Memphis #1 for crime. That was a headline about 2 years ago.
It's whatever catches your eye.
Yep.
Hook you.
But we had such a good event, and shout out to Mayor Reed. Matt Murphy came in from another radio program, popular guy, and Sean Farash was there. Farash.
She goes. She just laughs.
Matt,
I've known Mike for almost 2 years, and he still can't get my last name right.
Pagel. It's Pagel.
Well,
Pagel, right?
Matt Murphy. He goes, man, y'all's mayor is pretty. I'm like, you think Joe Carr's that good looking? What? She goes, man. I said, I bet we got.
You hear that, Mayor Carr?
We got the prettiest mayer.
We're giving that to the
United States. Don't you think? Don't you think we got the prettiest mayor in the United States?
Oh yeah.
I wonder if she's listening. Anyways, it was really sweet. We had such a good time. My Kurdish buddy called me on the way to church, and he just told me, he says, man, we had such a good event last night. He said, I've never seen that many smiles at an event.
And people even running against each other. Opponents.
Oh, they got along.
They get along. I mean, it's just so amazing. Like,
Kevin Barrett and Steve Spence and Trevor Mansfield. So glad to see them guys get along and then helping that elder gentleman.
And it tells you a lot about them, though. Whoever wins, you know what I'm saying, and whoever the winner is in that, it tells you a lot about the guy, the character, the way they handle themselves there. So you're not going to go wrong. It's a bunch of great guys there.
Well, anything else on the chili cook-off?
Well, like I said, I think I about got it here, and you did mention Mr. Matt Murphy, and he is on from 3 to 7 Monday through Friday.
Matt just is such a great guy, But for a loose train of thought on the T deck, what is so cool about with Mr. Charles Jones? He's told me, said, Sparks, find me some land. He wants to build an affordable housing project, workforce housing, and to help police officers, firefighters, teachers. And after they rented the property for, say, 5 years, they'd come out with a little bit of a nest egg of $8,000 to $10,000. They can use that money. So he's thinking with vision. He ain't like little 7th grade girls griping about something that somebody said about him and complaining. This dude is 95 and actively looking for solutions. So I told him that's why I want the mayor to meet him. And I think, man, with the mayor's leadership and him, I really think they could put something together.
Don't we have a great mayor, though?
I mean, we really do.
We really got a great...
I mean, she's good. I'm not trying to be,
I know. I mean,
political, but...
Right. And she just is. She gets along with everybody. And
because I had an idea for y'all, and I got to be careful with saying on the radio. I said, look, you do it. You can get it done better than I could.
Yeah. Well, Yeah, but anyway, she always steps up. Anything. You call her for anything, she steps up, and she gets along with everybody.
And shout out to Brett, her husband, because
he's really.
I mean, he's got a
he eats a lot of snacks now, and he don't gain a pound. I know that about him.
He eats a lot of snacks,
but he doesn't gain an ounce.
What kind of snacks he eat?
Healthy stuff.
Oh, healthy snacks.
I don't think not counting the thin Oreo cookies that Mary Esther found up in the cabinet, but
no, we just had such a great time, and it really meant a lot with all the speakers, and because. In my world of politics, it's like the old adage, when you got a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And there's just so much division and butt hurt. It just reminds me of 7th grade little girls, all due respect to 7th grade little girls and boys. But I think the social media has made it worse. And I'm going to challenge those egos and excessive pride that I often know. And some of these are friends of mine. I'm not trying to put them down. But it's like, man, bring up solutions. Fight over solutions. Don't fight over spilled milk and continue to whine and cry about it. We got to get over ourselves and move on, man, because this country, I'm telling you, man. In fact, I'm willing to debate anybody anywhere. At MTSU, put me in front of 1,000
I know you will,
students.
because you really are well informed.
I'll bring the facts, man. I'll bring receipts.
You are, and and you'll call them out if it needs to be called out.
Well, I don't mean to come across as smart aleck. It's just I worry. When you got grandbabies, man, don't it change you?
Oh yeah, it
changes you.
Yours kind of own you, don't they?
Man, they own me and my wife. Yeah, they tell us what to do. They tell us to jump. We go, how high, baby? Connor, let's take a quick break, and we got Vincent Windrow coming up next.
Josh Moss with Affordable Heating and Cooling provides residential HVAC and duct cleaning services to the Middle Tennessee area. With more than 20 years of experience, Josh Moss and the AHC team provide 24/7 service and take care to ensure whatever work you need done is done in a professional, timely manner. Contact AHC at 615-745-1676. That's 615-745-1676. Or go to their website at affordableheatingandcoolingtn.com.
Most people know that their insurance can provide them with coverage for the many life's mishaps. But I can help you also unlock discounts, save money, and get benefits with Farmers Insurance Policy Perks. Whether we're discussing home or auto insurance, I am here to help you understand these great perks. Call me, Mark Lewis, at 615-625-7070 for a quote, and you can get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Not available in every state. Only available at select Farmers branded policies underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate.
Want a flawless look without the wait? Step into the Vanity Zone in Smyrna, where upscale style meets everyday convenience. Specializing in precision cuts, color services, waxing, and more for men, women, and kids. All delivered by highly trained stylists with an eye for detail. And don't miss the signature hot towel refresher, the perfect finishing touch that leaves you feeling clean, relaxed, and ready for anything. Walk in or book now. The Vanity Zone in Smyrna. Looking your best is always in style.
At Dr. Automotive in Smyrna, from oil changes to major engine and transmission repairs, we've got the cure for your car. Let's hear from customers of Dr. Automotive.
He does a good job. He lets you know what's going on and do it at a good price.
Danny does a lot in our community, so he's very involved and invested.
I recommend family, friends. Danny is spot on because he'll suggest what I need to do, and of course, I've never had an issue.
For quality care you can trust, visit Dr. Automotive in Smyrna. We've got the cure for your car.
AFFI is Middle Tennessee's premier choice for pest, wildlife, and moisture control. They specialize in those difficult and unique cases. You can reach them by phone at 615-300-2395. That's 615-300-2395. Or stop in at 200 Glenrose Lane in Smyrna.
Hey, Middle Tennessee, it's Mark from the Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time than now than to visit the Safe House and see what a real safe looks like. Rebates now through the end of July on select brands. Our brands include Liberty, Fort Knox, and Browning. Drop by one of our locations or go to NashvilleSafehouse.com. And remember, we don't just sell safes, we sell peace of mind.
My wife and I enjoy going by Yard Sale Inc. We usually go to both locations, the one in Smyrna as well as the one in Murfreesboro. A lot of times on Saturday mornings we stop by, and their inventory changes weekly, so you never know what you're going to see, and it's mostly open box. The name fits it. It's exactly that. It's a yard sale. If you don't totally agree with the price, the staff is always friendly and nice and willing to work with you.
That's the Yard Sale Store in Smyrna at 111 Enon Springs Road West, in Murfreesboro at 204 South Front Street, and online at bestdealintown.com.
Hi, this is Allie Dowenhauer with Isaiah 117 House. Isaiah 117 House provides physical and emotional support for children awaiting foster care placement here in Rutherford County. We are changing the way foster care begins, and those kiddos are brought to our house to hang out and wait for a foster family, and they're given everything they need. We support foster children, DCS, and foster families here in Rutherford County. Visit us at www.isaiah117house.com or visit our Facebook page, Isaiah 117 House, Rutherford County.
All right, we're back. I've got a guy that I've kind of become friends with, Pastor Vincent Windrow. And Pastor, I didn't know until you were telling me some of the history, like your Bo Washington, who's a legendary educator who sadly passed, 2 years ago?
2019, October the 6th, 2019.
Oh, been that long ago?
It has.
Wow,
It sure has.
wow.
Yes.
Well, one thing that, you're like a beloved guy here in Ruff County. You know that, don't you? You're just a homeboy is what you're saying.
I'm just here.
A lot of people didn't know, like I knew Bo because, she was, growing up back in Smyrna, we really didn't have a lot of African Americans around. We really didn't. And she was like that trailblazer, if you would. And she was a beautiful lady and had that, was it a maroon Firebird?
She had a maroon Firebird. She had a Trans Am. She had a Camaro.
She always liked those cars.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Because that's when, back then, you had the Rockford Files.
Yes.
Remember that TV show?
Yep.
In fact, there's a picture I found near Chicken Pike, the underpass.
Yep.
And there's a fire in the background. It would have been back then. That would have been the Smyrna Raceway where Nissan is.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a Firebird in the background in the picture. And I've often wondered if that was her car. You know what I mean? Because Smyrna was so small.
It was small.
It would have
teeny tiny.
Yeah,
sure.
And so, tell us the history of you and Bo and how you got connected with cemetery school.
Oh, sure. So one, thanks for having me.
Anytime.
I appreciate the invitation. So, Bo Washington and my mom were first cousins. They were daughters of siblings, and so we lived with my grandparents, my mom and her parents, and I was born on Old Nashville Highway in the cemetery community.
Yeah.
Right? And so Bo was there because her and my mom were friends and first cousins. So she was there at the house when I was born. She helped my mom give birth to me, and she named me. And then Bo didn't have any children. So Bo took me in, and I lived with Bo for a number of years. And when she started teaching at Smyrna Primary, I went to school. She took me to school with her. So I went to Smyrna Primary in kindergarten and first grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see, how did you say?
I ain't telling
you. You ain't telling me. Well, you graduated high school.
I ain't telling you that.
I'll figure that
We
one
can
out.
do math.
I'm looking at your bio here. I'm trying to find.
I'll be 60 next month.
So here's about it. You and I were in school together then.
Really?
When I was in the first grade, then you would have been in second or third. Who was your third grade teacher? Second grade teacher.
Then I went to, we moved to Murfreesboro. So I then went to McFadden.
Okay, so what year were you at
Smyrna Primary, kindergarten and first grade.
All right, who's your first grade teacher?
Mrs. O'Neill.
O'Neill, okay.
Mrs. Neal. No,
Okay.
Mrs. McNeil.
But-
That's who that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember her. So you would have been. We didn't have kindergarten when I was. Did you have kindergarten there on site?
Oh, yeah. Had kindergarten on site at Smyrna Primary.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're 69.
Anyways, I love you, brother. I believe in forgiveness. Okay, I'm gonna turn the other cheek. Anyways, is it 7 times or 70? How many times?
Oh, that's
20.
an infinite number.
Is
of
it
times,
infinite?
yeah.
But anyways, one thing that you started with on this. See, I was at. Frank Cameron is one that got me involved in the Black history. Okay. And then that's how I got to know Dr. George Smith.
Got you.
And then, it's almost been a God thing, but it's been a few years. It's like taking, even if you look at Joseph in the Bible, Joseph's, miracle didn't happen. I mean, he was in prison for years. His brother sold in slavery. Then God had the plan. You start thinking, how does a loving God allow this kind of suffering? So you see the fruit slowly working itself out, even though you're seeing losses like Dr. George Smith and others and Frank, who I greatly miss. But Frank was out there at Edith Moore's house with the old shack, cleaning that thing out with a swing blade.
Okay.
And I got my buddy Kelly Butler to come out there with about $1,500 worth of equipment and Husqvarna equipment. We cleaned a lot of that up. But the school, so you're passionate about the school because you lived there. You've lived it and seen it.
I lived, when I lived with Bo, I lived about 50 yards from the cemetery school.
So when you pull in, you're to the left or are you to the right?
Pulled in to the right.
You're to the right, okay.
Yeah. So Bo went to cemetery school. My mom went to cemetery school, right?
Wow.
My mom's grandmom went to cemetery school. My mom's father went to cemetery school. They were born and raised in a cemetery community.
How many people do you think really get this, really understand this? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I had Terica, my former intern, I talk about weird coincidences. She just happened to interview me about Edith stuff. Then she got interested and she was at our chili cook-off last night. And she come to my Rotary Club and mentioned cemetery school. And it got a lot of people. I could tell that the people's interest started perking.
Sure.
But a lot of people, it's like old Jefferson. People don't know this.
Right.
They don't know cemetery school.
Well, I think part of it is that the story has not been told as frequently and as intentionally as it could have been.
Yeah.
But we all love stories. Stories inspire
Amen.
us. Stories connect us.
Yes.
Stories help us to see ourselves in the context of the world. And the story about cemetery school is one of resilience and hope.
Yeah.
And taking what you have and making what you want.
Do you think hope's real?
Oh, I know hope is real. Yeah.
People got to have hope now.
Yeah, for sure.
Sadly, I was talking to a guy last night running for sheriff. We were talking about people being incarcerated. I mean, the people that have turned their life around. People got to have hope, but that's why I say the system's broken.
Sure.
They don't want. I'm telling you, man. They don't want solutions. That's why we got a $400 million jail we got to build. That's why our prisons are full. That's why you got such broken homes. That's why you got addiction running rampant.
It's money.
There's no lobbyists, man. Come Nashville, there's a book of lobbyists. It's 58 or 68 pages of 5 people per page. No, there's not one person lobbying for these things. And I know you're a pastor, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but I'm telling you, man, the church has been silent. I think they are.
Well, I think, Mike, what tends to happen is if you only go to your church, you don't know what's happening in other churches.
Yes, sir.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that churches have been as loud as we ought to have been, but I do think it's important to recognize that there are pockets of advocacy in every area.
It just doesn't seem like, here's what I'm saying.
But you're passionate about it. You're passionate about it.
But I don't see a real organizational structure. Because I'll give you a case in point. This title pond industry. I don't like that stuff. I don't like the advanced finance. I don't like the check into bankruptcy. I don't like the coercion and it's a scam. They lure people in with 11%, like this guy down here at Tennessee Title Pond, Jackson Heights. And watch the video I made about it. Go to Miss Helen Praetor Landing. It was a black woman. He lured her in at 11%. It's 11% a month. The repo man's calling her.
I'm sure.
Her sister was in the car battling cancer. He gonna take her car. The repo man's calling her.
Sad state of affairs.
And that's the thing about it. It's like when I called the police department, he said, man, that's the legislature. I said, dude, I need y'all out here. Bring a sergeant out there. And we finally got the guy. Then she finally scrimped and saved. But what we're seeing as a culture, like I asked the governor, I'm disappointed with the governor. well, I shouldn't say it live on the radio, but I like Bill Lee. I think he's a good Christian man. But that Christian man had a time to step up, and he chose not to. He could have vetoed that bill. I went to him. I said, sir, will you veto that? He looked at me like, what? He was shocked. I said, he said, why does this matter? I said, because you're not going to be able to undo this. These lobbyists are so powerful.
Oh, sure.
They're like 10 Goliaths. David only had 5 smooth stones. He's going to have 10 smooth stones to take on. These lobbyists are the most powerful. They're like mafia. I can tell you, they can kiss this white boy's tail. I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. Because when you see oppression and you see the boot on the neck of the least of these, and you see the money handed out. You know, Advanced Finance has donated $2 million to just lawmakers. Where's Phil Williams at on that? Scott Broden ain't going to talk about it. Because, you know, they're part of the problem. If you're accepting money and you're selling advertising and you're making all this money, right now no one's paying attention to this. Mark my word, the next year or 2, 3 years, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have church members, they lose their vehicle, then they lose their job, and it's a cycle. But the governor of the day, he come in a meeting. I know I'm getting myself in trouble, but he walked in a meeting. Everybody stood up for him. I didn't stand up for the guy. I like the governor, but I didn't stand up for him because I kept thinking in my head, he had the chance and he chose not to. And I know I probably need to get over it, you know, and show respect. But, you know,
but it doesn't mean
when God puts you in a position of power,
sure,
use that power to bless the next generation, because that next generation's cursed, man, over this stuff. This stuff is not going away, folks. I've got a bill we're going to run, me and Mark Pody. You know, we're going to have it's going to be like the mafia. And I bet you can get better terms in the mafia than you can these people. Seriously, somebody challenge me. Some professor at MTSU, write a story about it. Scott Broden, challenge me. Go to Chicago, find some mafia people. Hey, man, how much you charge people interest? Oh, we'll do it for 25. Oh, these people are 400%. You know what I mean?
And it's legal.
Yeah.
That's the depressing part, is that it's completely legal.
And your generation's screwed.
Yeah,
man.
We're screwed. We're done for.
You can't afford a home. I mean,
we're cooked.
Earlier you was talking about that little report I had you do.
Yes, the home affordability.
I run that bill about affordable housing. You know, I had lobbyists fight me on that.
You
know who paid for the lobbyists?
Who?
Taxpayers. How do you explain that?
Wow.
You'd be surprised how much the taxpayers pay for.
It ain't a Republican Democrat thing.
It's crazy.
It's insanity.
Anyways, I know I'm getting sidetracked, but we got such a generation. But that's where the church is going. This country needs a revival, man. You ever thought about that?
A constant revival. It does. It does.
From what reports have said, Generation Z, especially among men, have surged in going back to church.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, we have.
Like, especially after the COVID kerfuffle that was, it's skyrocketed.
Well, it's because they see what has actually been going on behind the scenes.
Right.
And so I'm not going to take up too much of Mike's time, but yeah.
No, you're okay.
No, I was just wondering.
No, because if I get going, I'm going to start saying something, and it's going to get us kicked off the air.
Well, if you know, going back on that, Josiah, am I saying this right? Because my pastor really hit his message, and shout out to Brother Shelby, Pastor Shelby, for coming in last night and praying. But it's really confirmation. You ever been like something, all of a sudden somebody's telling you what you're thinking, it's kind of confirming, you know?
Sure.
So tell us the story about Josiah, and that's in what, Kings, Second Kings?
2 Kings 22 and 23, I believe.
Yeah, and we're, you know, I just thought that fits the narrative today of where we're at as a nation.
What about him?
You know, just where the nation had fallen away.
Well, so I think to bring it into modern context, and that's what we need is context, is to understand that it's just not returning prayer to schools.
Yeah.
I think we think that if we do this one thing, then the nation will come together.
Yeah.
But this thing is complicated, meaning hard, complex, meaning there are many different layers and levels to it.
Yeah.
So people have been saying, well, if we just put prayer back in school, then everything will return back to God. Or if we do this, or if we do that, right?
Yeah.
But there's simply not one thing. That's why we have to have this multifaceted approach.
Amen.
Probably to everything.
Yeah.
Right? But just because you have prayer in school, we've had prayer in school before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
what about forgiveness?
And there was still lynching. There was prayer in school, and there was still separate but unequal. Prayer has been in school. So just because you have legalized prayer in school doesn't mean it's going to turn the hearts
I think most would agree
of people.
On that, because I know we're limited on time. On the school,
yes,
that I know it matters to you, and it's a beautiful. Talk about the school.
Oh, sure, absolutely, and thank you again, Mike Spark. You were the one who sparked the funding that we received from the governor's allocation.
Is that a pun?
No. It's slick, but it is true. So thank you very much,
I
man, for your
appreciate
leadership
you and
on
others.
that, man.
You know,
and Shane Reeves really put forth the effort.
You know, I got mad at the Speaker of the House over that.
I do. I heard.
Okay, and anyways, but see, God, it's so cool because I've seen how God he'll use conflict to move you, just like Joseph in the Bible. He used conflict to move you. And I got upset with Cameron Sexton over my fatherless mentorship bill. I thought he disrespected it, but I had Antonio Parkinson, a black lawmaker out of Memphis, talked about when he was a kid, he brought a gun to school. He's going to take out 4 guys. Powerful testimony. He said, but if I'd have had a father, I don't think I'd have done that at home. And he said someone intervened, spotted the gun. He got arrested, put in a patrol car. Somebody intervened and encouraged him to go in the Marines, and it turned his life around. So the Speaker, he says, this is a presentation. I felt disrespect, and I just looked at him. I said, he never would look back at me. He said, I said, man, but this is important. And then I sent him that scripture, be a father to fatherless and helping the widow. And I said, dude, this is why I voted for you, because I voted for the guy. And I believe in Cameron.
Sparks, you have a platform, and I think what's exciting to me about your leadership is that you are not afraid to speak out on the issues that you are passionate about.
Well, it's scary sometimes.
It probably is.
Antifa's been in front of my house. You know that?
Is Antifa like this real organization?
They're real.
Where's the headquarters?
Tell my neighbors. I'd already.
Who's the leader?
Well, I don't know.
Do they have a slate of officers?
Well, the attorney, this attorney did call me like the day before, 2 days. He said, "Man, be careful. We're here. Antifa's coming flying in, and you're a target." And I was scheduled to fly out to General Max Hayes and watch the troops do maneuvers. And I told my wife what my life insurance policies were. And about 3 a.m. out in California, I see my phone light up. My wife said, she said, hey, there's 7 cop cars there and 6 protesters. Somebody's yelling through a bullhorn, beating a drum, and woke up all my neighbors. So I don't know who their leader is. But here's what, if Antifa is
did they have Antifa shirts
No,
on?
but here's what my sister did. My sister was next door, at my mom's home, and she went over and pleaded the blood of Jesus over all of them. And the guy was like, man, we'll be out of here in 5 minutes. I mean, you call it Antifa, call it, I don't know what it is, but they've never emailed me. They never had a call. It's division. Yep. Somebody is. What kids get up and go show up at somebody's house at 3 a.m? Somebody's paying in people to cause disruption and intimidation. That ain't gonna intimidate me. It was just weird. I was not there at that moment, and I don't have a problem. I'll forgive people and move on. But it's really a badge of honor. I mean, they've never went after anybody else. They went after me, and so. My dad flew on in B-17s, and they always said, you're over the target when you're catching flak. And he was shot down once. But what I'm so proud of on that school is that, and really I text Cameron yesterday because I wanted him to come into the event last night, and I said, hey, dude, I took a picture of Mary. I sent it to Mary Watkins. I said, man, we're talking about the school. I said, it was your leadership that helped us. Because, he doubled that grant.
He did. He did.
I mean, it was so cool.
It was super cool. And so what we've been doing since then, since we received the funding, we have installed HVAC first time.
Electricity turned on, brother.
Electricity has been turned on. The trench has been dug to bring water into the school. And so it's exciting out there. There's a bunch of activity.
You think Phil Williams is going to cover this story?
Cemetery school, I'm going to call him.
Tell him, man, Mike Sparks always talking about you.
It's a great
Call Phil,
story.
say, Phil, here's a good story, man.
It's a great story. But we have received such encouragement from the media, whether it's the Tennessee
and Scott has
Daily
covered
News Journal.
it. Yeah.
And Scott has always desired to cover these kinds of things, in my experience.
I think he has.
The Murfreesboro Post, the Pulse, Channel 2, Channel 5.
Yeah, they have really.
People have really invested
I bet Phil Williams
in the story.
I bet. Hey, you want to put a bet?
I don't know if it's the investigative stuff that he likes to do.
Yeah.
This is a real feel-good
But
story.
didn't y'all have a church? Didn't y'all have a school out there that it
burned out? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is the last one that was finished in 1941, and it's still standing. And we're going to have a museum
and
there.
the original desks are still there.
Yes,
man. And the stove.
My mom sat in the late 40s.
I mean, have you gotten choked up by it?
Oh, always. When I think about what kind of opportunity it is to tell the story, it's an American story.
Just think if Dr. Smith was here.
Right.
Just think if Bo was here.
Right.
Just think if Frank was here.
And we got to give a shout out to Van West. Van West has been
Dr. Carol Van West
and being a
You know what was
supporter.
weird? I talk about weird coincidence. You happened to be there doing the invocation that day at the Capitol.
How about that?
Man, is that not crazy?
How about that?
Yeah, brother, is that not cool?
It was.
Because
but I don't believe in coincidence. So
exactly. Well, it was
a thing.
Shondell
Brooks.
Yes. Representative Brooks had you up, and didn't she mention it when she was introducing you? I think she mentioned it when she introduced you. She mentioned cemetery school, and then we had budget.
Yes.
So I advised you to budget.
Yes.
And then I quoted, I hollered at you, and then I quoted Van
West.
Van West, because he said this is a gem.
Yes.
I said, this ain't me saying, this is the state historian saying that. Do we still got Marty on hold? Marty, go ahead. Marty wanted to chime in. Marty, go ahead.
Yeah, you've had me on hold for about 2 hours now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, you call in way too early. Marty, what do you think about cemetery school? You got to speak yesterday about Trail of Tears, and I know this stuff matters to you. What do you got to say to the pastor here?
Oh, the pastor that spoke yesterday?
Right now, yeah. Vincent's right here in front of me.
He's in here.
Oh, man, he was awesome. He was excellent. And by the way, that's Joe's pastor that spoke yesterday. Joe went to his church.
Oh, Joe goes to your church?
Joe.
What's Joe's last name?
Joe Anderson.
Joe's one of Marty's caregivers. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah.
Joe told me after the show, he said, I go to his church.
Yep, he sure does. He talked. We chatted after
That's
my
cool.
presentation. It was super cool.
Yeah. Marty, how much we can put you down for?
For what?
Make a donation. We need some help.
For what? Make a donation for what?
For the cemetery.
We're
let me
we're
tell you
working
this,
on it.
Mike Sparks, let me tell you this. In June, from June 8th to June 12th, and then from June 22nd to the 26th of this year, we're having what's called Patriot Camps. We're bringing 100 kids to the cemetery school, and we're going to teach them "My Country 'Tis of Thee," "Your grand old flag, your high flying flag," "This is my land, your land," all of that. Because what we learned when we were growing up, those songs, they produce some patriotism in us and some civic pride in us, and this idea of volunteerism in us. And so, what we're doing with these 7-year-olds to 12-year-olds is to teach them those kinds of things that we believe is missing in this space of vitriol and difference making and division. So patriotism is powerful, and it moves us in a way that that helps society.
Now, how does somebody, if they want to, are y'all selling sponsorships or anything?
So my phone number is 615-785-4237. I'll say it again. 615-785-4237. They can reach out.
Okay, so the name of the nonprofit?
It's Friends of Cemetery School.
Yes,
it's a 501c.
Now, are y'all going to clear that out where you can have the visibility from the interstate or from Old Nashville Highway? What do you think?
No, we're clearing out those trees that are on the property so that we can have those camps.
Okay, so who owns the lot to the left of Stones River Methodist Church behind y'all?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I don't know the name.
Okay,
but we are anxious to clear all of that land and to provide a place where we can teach these youth.
So back then they didn't have restrooms, though, did they?
No, we still have an outhouse. The outhouse is still there. It's not usable.
Really?
But
so it's a brick outhouse?
No, it's a wood.
Serious?
Outhouse.
Really?
Right behind the cemetery school. Yes.
That's wild.
Yes. So it's very exciting.
And the old potbelly stoves I've seen in there.
Yes,
that was really cool.
2 of them. So we're trying to maintain the integrity of the 1941 building and the experience there. So we'll keep those things and we'll keep those desks.
All right. Well, we'll have you back here in about another month. Okay?
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thanks
See
for
y'all next
having me
week.
today.